Welcome to African Orange. Today we're going to talk about the big Diabolo pellet for the ZEUS. It's a 72 cal pellet. But first I'm going to go over the mold itself and how you actually, what mold handles to use before we get to the final details of the Diabolo pellet itself. So first thing you want to do is obviously we recommend Lee bullet molds, handles that fit the 6 cavity, and other brands of 1 or 2 cavity handles. These things are built solid. So we take them out. These are extremely sturdy handles. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take the mold, and inside the mold here you'll see there's a little set screw in there. I'm going to actually just take that out quickly, like that. Okay, I'm going to place it in the mold handle like that, and then we're just going to find basically just like that. We just got to make sure we've got it lined up with like that. So now it's lined up with the little hole that's on the actual part of the scissors. I'm just gonna screw that in. Sorry about that. Just gonna screw that in with the Allen key, like that. Okay, so that's that part on. All right. So next we're going to be putting the base insert in the mold. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the little screw out of the mold, drop it out. Okay. I'm going to place this in the mold cavity, sorry, not the mold cavity, against the other mold block. I'm going to close it, and that should align everything. Normally does. Make sure that's the right way. All right. I'm just going to screw that in. Okay. Next thing, we're going to select our deep base insert. Will actually make a lighter pellet. The other one will make a heavier pellet. We're just going to open it slightly. Now it's a good thing to use the Allen key, just to stick it in there to make sure that we can get it lined up, just like that. And we know it's lined up now. And now we can screw the little retaining screw in, just like that. And make sure it's in all the way. So now we've got the base insert, or what creates the cavity in the back of the pellet. So as you can see, when we cast, it would be closed, we'd open it, and then we'd push the base insert, and then we can drop out the pellet. Okay. So that basically covers how to install the mold and how to install the base insert. Okay. So this is the other base insert that you can order. You can order 2, so you can get 2 different weighted pellets out of the same mold. So we're going to just see the weight. This is the one with the how can I put it? The biggest cavity in the back, just like that. Okay, and we can compare it to the heavier one. You can see the difference in the cavity size. So the lighter pellet will give you a pellet weight of 731.2 grains, okay? And the heavier pellet will give you a weight of 856 grains. So you can see by just changing the base insert that you can get quite almost 120 grains weight difference. All right. So some people might be wondering, so you've got hollow points and you've got different types of projectiles. So some folks might wonder, well, why do you want to have a big pellet? Well, this design actually comes out of Holland from a group called RPS Solutions that we many years ago we made a mold for them. And they were using it in the 100-meter bench rest. So it proved to be a very successful design for the 100-meter bench rest. So these are actually very nice for shooting, if you're shooting targets and stuff. Also, you've got a nice long projectile, and they do are really accurate at 100 meters, which is about 110, 115 yards. So it's super nice. The other thing is too, these can definitely be used for hunting, and they are again super accurate. And yeah, I mean, these are going to be awesome in the ZEUS. Alright guys, next I'm going to go show you guys how to cast these guys, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. And again, it's very important, I can't stress this, that using the right lead, and we design our molds to use pure lead. Not to say you can't use harder lead, but it's kind of, you're kind of going to slow the projectile down if you go to much harder lead. Alright, anyway guys, thanks for watching, and let's go cast. Alright, so now we're going to cast the big 72 cal Diabolo Pellets for the ZEUS. So let's get started. Again, lead's been fluxed, cleaned, the mold's been heated, and now we're just going to pour the first round. Okay, again, extremely important just to take your time. These big projectiles do take a bit of time to solidify in the mold, so it's a good thing to just kind of take your time. Okay, let's do the first one. Got the screw off. We're going to tap this to loosen it. And there the first one drops out. Nice and easy. Okay, let's do number 2. So again, it's very important to make sure your lead is the right temperature, and also that your mold is the right temperature. I've been doing this for a long time, so I can eyeball it, but if you're uncertain about it, you always buy yourself a lead thermometer. Another big old Diabolo pellet pops out. So again, I'm not going to cast a whole lot of these. This is just to show the process of kind of how simple this is. Another one drops out. So the hissing noise is just that my towel is damp, which I'm dropping the slugs onto, and also it's I've folded over quite a few times. It's got nice cushioning. So these are quite heavy slugs, the pellets, whatever you want to call them. So the idea is that we don't want to get them deformed from their own impact, their own weight. I'm just going to move this over so I can get these guys out the way here. This one, a little bit extra. One thing that's nice with these being nose heavy, which is typical of a pellet, is they do drop quite easily out of the mold. As you can see, I mean, we've done 5 already, in not too long length of a time. I will just to say again is make sure that you're casting in a very well ventilated area. The area that we're in is indoors, but it's got big doors that we open up when we cast, so it gives nice ventilation in here. The fumes from lead are not too healthy, so it's always good to have very good ventilation. Another one. Another thing that's also key to getting good results, good nice shiny pellets or slugs when casting, is that you do want to pour fast. And if your lead isn't the right temperature, it can actually make that quite difficult to do. So as you guys can see, this is pretty easy, not too complicated. And it really does add another nice element to the hobby. There's nothing more satisfying than casting your slugs or pellets and then going shooting. If you're shooting into a nice berm, you can dig through the sand and get your slugs back and then reuse them. The only thing is, if you're reusing your lead constantly, it's always important to add fresh lead into the batch. It's also important to make sure the sprue plate is back in the correct position, because also it affects your pouring through the little hole on the sprue plate if it's not in the right position. And this will be the last one I do. Again, it's just giving you guys, showing you guys how easy this really is. And we're using very simple tools. Like, and so we've got a ladle, we've got an old cooking pot, an old gas burner. You can, obviously you can get any of this stuff quite readily, any of the like your hardware stores. I'm sure you can find. All right, just one more. This is the last one. And gas itself is relatively cheap. And I do know that you can also get you can get lead from your scrapyard, but you don't want to use wheel weights. A lot of wheel weights have got quite a lot of alloys in them, so it makes them quite hard. And you can also go and get it off eBay. They sell ingots of it in the US. So I'll do one last one for this guy. Alright. Thanks guys, thanks for watching.